This video we are going to be discussing about one very useful use case of decorators in Python. So without further ado, let's get started. What I want to do is I want to quickly open the terminal in my Mac. You can open terminal, or if you have Visual Studio Code you can use that, or whatever code editor you have got, you can use that. So I have got Python installed on my system, and if you still don't have Python, then I think you should not watch this video, because this is for somebody who is already experienced, and decorator is something of an involved concept which we have to spend some time in understanding. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll navigate to my documents projects directory. Okay, and let me print what do I have here. Let me maybe change my directory in experiments, and in experiments I have got app.py. Let's see the content of app.py. So I've got this basic stuff already there in my app.py. So what I want to do is I would like to edit this app.py only. Okay, I'll get rid of all of this code, and after I'm done with this code, what I want to do is I want to utilize the one second, let me exit out of it, or maybe remove the app.py and create a new one. Okay, all right. So once we have this file ready, I want to showcase you how decorators can be used in logging. Especially the time of some long running function in an elegant and efficient manner. So what we usually do is we usually have a function, such as let's say I have a long running function. So let's define a long running function. Now how do I simulate the long running function? We can have a function which takes which basically fetches some URLs by using request library, and it takes some time, right? So let me import a time module, inbuilt module, which is going to simulate that. So I will just sleep this function, this particular execution of this function for some seconds. So let's pass seconds, or maybe seconds here as well. Okay, all right. So after this, let's have some results, some dummy results. Okay, let's return a results, maybe a list. Okay, and this results is essentially an array of some numbers. Okay, so we have got time, we slept for some seconds, and we are returning the results list. Now after returning the results list, what we want to do is we want to call this, right? So let's call this function long running function with maybe 2 seconds for now. Okay, and let's print the result. Now after calling this function, because in production scenarios you might be having thousands of such functions, and you want to, not thousands, I exaggerated it, but hundreds of such functions, and you might want to profile those functions. By profiling, what I mean is I want to understand what is the execution time for each of the function that we are executing in our application. So the way to do it non-elegantly, although a lot of people do it anyways, but I think this is not a very convenient way, but let me show you that first. So I will create a variable for start time, which is going to be time dot, there's this function called performance time. So I read it as performance time, and then there is going to be an end time dot performance time. Now you could have just done time dot time as well here, but performance time apparently is going to give you precise result in terms of floating, because when the functions take some milliseconds, in those situations perf underscore time function shines. Now after getting um, this end time, what is the next step? I want to print the results, right? So I will write it something like this. The function, maybe the name of the function, I can write maybe not like this, maybe long, the function long running, or I think I could have also used the variable. So long running function dot, I can call its name property. The function took how much seconds? I will call end time minus start time. Okay, and I can put s afterwards. So this is formatting, and I should also not f here but rather f here. Okay, so after we are done with this, we should hopefully see the print as 2 seconds. Let's run this. Okay, so I just saved the file and I am running this now. So it says perf time is not available. Interesting. Let's see, is it performance counter? Let's check it out. Time dot perf counter. Perf counter, yeah. So it's called perf counter. Okay, okay, let's save it again and let's rerun this. So now the script is running, and you see the function, which is long running function, took about 2.00 some seconds. Okay, now let's introduce a elegant way of doing the same exact thing. So instead of so we could have thousands of functions, hundreds of functions. We would have to do this set of process for all of those functions individually, which is not feasible, right? What instead we do is we define a function which is going to be called as a decorator, called log execution. Now the idea is that this log execution is going to take an argument called function, func, let's call it func, and it will return something. What it will return? It will return, let's say, another function. Now let's call this function as wrapper. Okay, now this wrapper is we are going to define. So define, I will create a wrapper, and this wrapper will take all the arguments that this function can take. So essentially we want to take all the positional arguments and all the keyword arguments. So keyword arguments. Okay, after this what we want to do is we want to basically just uh, do this kind of setup, but here. So we want to call this function with these arguments. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll define a result, and I'll call this function which is passed here, and I will pass args and keyword args. Okay, and I will finally return this result. But before returning this result, I also need to do this performance profiling. So what I'll need to do is I would need to basically create a start time here. So time dot perf counter, and I would need to do the end time here. End is equal to time dot perf counter, and we can even go a step further. So we can basically call the print function here when the function is getting started the execution process. So we are calling, or maybe the function I will pass this func and underscore name. Function is called with I will pass args equal to and kwargs equal to. Okay, so after this it will, after the end, I will print f. I will write the function func dot name took end minus start second. So essentially the idea is that this decorator that we have defined, and essentially to define the decorator is just a fancy way of saying another function which takes a function and returns a function, and the condition is that this returning function should call the function that is long running one. So essentially we are going to pass this long running function as the argument of this log execution, and what it will do is it will return this wrapper, and this wrapper is essentially calling this function only, this long execution. And there is a fancy way of basically specifying this is by @ symbol. So I can write @execution here. Now what it will do is it will modify this, it will basically decorate this function log execution. So log execution will be passed to long running function will be passed to log execution, and this whole function will be modified from from long running function to this wrapper. So this wrapper is what is going to get called here. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to call this wrapper instead of this long running function directly. Okay, but when we specify this @log underscore execution, it automatically is taken care for us. Now we don't need to basically do all these things. You can think of as a syntactic sugar. Okay, all right. So now that we are done with this, let's test it out how it looks. So now I can get rid of this start time from here, and I can get rid of this end time from here, and I can even get rid of this particular print statement. Okay, so I hope you are able to understand. So now the idea is that now that we have defined this log execution once in our script, we can specify this profiling kind of setup in all the thousands or hundreds of functions that we might be having. So we can just write @log execution in front of whatever function we are dealing, whatever function we want to profile, and it will automatically take care of that. But let's look at the output of this first. Okay, so I'll start running this script. It says error, inconsistent use of. Okay, let's debug this. Okay, 1 second. Okay, let's rerun this again. Okay, you see this? Did you notice here? I did not call this function. Let me show you the script again, and let me show you what exactly is happening here. So by appending this log execution, when I call this function long running function, I am not calling long running function now. I am calling this wrapper now under the hood. And this wrapper, what it does is it calls this function, which is essentially this one, with all the arguments and keyword arguments, and it prints its name with all this nice formatting. Now to showcase the usefulness of this approach, let me define one more function now, another long running operation. And suppose this also takes, but instead of seconds, let's assume it also takes a dummy argument. Okay, and let me put log execution here as well. I don't need to specify it separately. So now here time.sleep would be seconds, and let's also return from here a empty list for now. Okay, now let me call this another function, another long running operation. Let me call it with 3 seconds, and let me pass the dummy as 10 so that you see this kwargs also this time. Okay, so after we run this, we will get a nice profiling of both of these functions. You see this? For the first one, long running function is called with args2. Another long run operation is called with args3 and also dummy 10. Okay, and this function took 3 seconds and this function took 2 seconds. And the beauty of this approach is that you can even do this with asynchronous operation. Okay, for asynchronous operation, you need to define asynchronous based log execution function that could be covered in a separate video. But I hope you are able to understand the overall structure of this whole program and how this might be adding some value to your projects. So thank you so much.